Buenas tardes, clase. Today we are going to talk about something you've been wondering for a very long time, and that is how to conjugate regular AR verbs. Alright, so I told you this already, but verbs in Spanish all end with either AR, ER, and IR. And besides the irregular verbs, they all conjugate the same way. So I am going to teach you today how to conjugate the regular AR verbs. Alright, if you remember with our verb chart, we have yo up here, then tú, él, ella, and usted. Nosotros up here. Vosotros right here, but we're not really worried about that box. And then down here we have ellos or ellas and ustedes. Alright? So, when we have this box, this is going to tell us how the different verbs will end. Okay? So, for regular AR verbs, the yo form is going to end in an O. The tú is going to end in an AS. The el, ella, usted is going to end in an A. The nosotros is going to end in an amos. And the ellos or ustedes is going to end in an on. Okay? So go ahead and make sure that you have that written down. If you need to, pause the video so that you can get that written down. So what you're going to do when you have regular AR verbs and you want to conjugate them, you're going to take the stem of the verb. So let's take one that you already know. Bailar. Bailar. The stem of bailar is anything besides the ending. So it would be this. You would take off the AR. Okay, so you take the stem and then you add the new ending. Alright? So, if you wanted to say, I dance, you would say yo, because that's I. And then have your stem by, bail, and then what are you going to add? You're going to add an O, because that is the ending that was in the yo box for the verb. So let me go ahead and put a new slide up with the endings, and then we'll practice this a couple times. Alright, here's my box. I'm not going to write in the different pronouns. I'm just going to write in the endings. So this will end with an O. This will end with an AS, this will end with an A, this one with an AMOS, and this with an AN. Alright, so if we have the word bailar, it would be yo, by, remember, because we keep this stem and we take off the ending. So we have the stem, bailo. Okay, or tú, by, what would be the ending? Las, because that's in the tú one. Or el, by, what's the ending for this one? La. Okay, or nosotros, bailamos. Okay, that's the ending. And lastly, it would be ellos, here, let's make this be taller, bailan. Okay, I just wrote the endings in different colors so that you can notice that we keep this stem the same every single time. The only thing that we are doing is switching the ending, which is why we have to memorize this chart over here, because that chart is going to help you remember how to conjugate all regular AR verbs. Okay? So let's practice a few more. Alright, let's go over some AR verbs that you would already know. Bailar, cantar, nadar, patinar, trabajar, and escuchar. Alright, if you do not know the meaning to any of these, you need to pause the video and go look in your notes because you're about to have some questions about them, okay? Alright, so what would you do if you wanted to say, I sing? Alright, that would be yo canto, because that's I. Alright, what would you want it to do? How would you translate it if I said, translate, you work? You work. Well, that would be tú trabajas. Okay? So as you can see, it's pretty simple. You just have to learn the endings and memorize that chart. And then as we learn new verbs, I will tell you whether or not they're regular AR or ER or IR. And if they're not, they will be called what's irregular, which is like Sarah and a star. All right? So on a different day, I will teach you how to do regular ER and IR verbs. But for now, we'll be done. And I hope that you have a great evening. Hasta luego. Nos vemos.